In this video, I'm going to be discussing, 3 or 4 different penny stocks that can go parabolic and have, some of the biggest squeezes in the entire market. Guys, I have one stock just had a 1-for-7 reverse split, trading at a tiny $500,000 market cap, and they actually said in a PR just 2 months ago that they have a mission to reach $100 million in annualized revenue over the next year and $300 million in revenue by 2026. So this is very big. This one's going parabolic, guys. I called it last night. So this one is going crazy as of right now and could have a bigger run in after hours. Just depends on how everything goes. Before I go deep into AGBA and this $4 billion merger and how it can potentially disrupt TikTok and the entire platform, I'm going to briefly go over SMFL and what happened. Just had a reverse split this morning, leaving the float, according to Webull, to only 100,000 shares, guys, and millions upon millions of volume is coming in. So, guys, this $500,000 market cap company just said in a PR 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago, that they are positioned for significant growth in 2024, and they reaffirmed their mission to reach $100 million in annualized revenue over the next year and $300 million in revenue by 2026. That's still a very high risk play. I said if it pops, I would get in and out very quickly, as I am expecting an offering or some form of dilution very soon, as they are out of cash or very close to it, and they do need funding, guys. This is a momentum based play. Yesterday at 3:54 p.m. I said SMFL can run big post split tomorrow. Right before this happened, around 9 a.m. or just before it, this was allowed to trade on other brokerages, but on Webull, trading was suspended until around 9:40 or 9:50 a.m. or something like that, just minutes after the market opened. When I saw this, guys, I was already initially trying to get in this play and see what happened, but when I saw this, I went in way heavier than I initially planned on. I knew that people on Webull will be trying to load up on this play and that we should see a pop once they allowed trading for SMFL. So I said, just wait until the other brokerages allow buying. As you can see, guys, on the chart, I call this one just around $3.70, actually under that. And this one went all the way up to $5.30. Actually went to a high of $5.38. This is a 45% gainer, just called in pre-market. And, just a few minutes, within an hour after that, saw a 45% gain. If you were watching that, potentially we could still see a big move in after hours. This one still has millions upon millions of volume, high amounts of volume, squeezing off the very small 100,000 share flow, up 25% as of right now. So definitely put on your watch list and watch what happens later. Is we're going to talk about AGBA, a stock trading just under $2 that has a $4 billion merger deal. And so just last week, the board of directors of Triller and AGBA have agreed to value the combined group at $4 billion. AGBA, as of right now, has 75 million outstanding shares, trading just around or just under $2. And AGBA shareholders will own 20% of the pro forma combined group. So basically 20% of the OS will be AGBA shares. And the implied value of AGBA's current outstanding shares based off that 20% of the total OS count. They're basically saying that this $2 stock has an implied value of $11 per share. So we're going to talk about everything going on with ticker AGBA and the potential for that. I'm also going to be discussing multiple other penny stocks in this video. Make sure you tap that like button if you are enjoying this content. And I did call this one just yesterday at 3:52 p.m. I said AGBA, I think this one can run big going into next week. This one is up 50% since I called that one out, guys. So follow me on StockTwits at 6K_investor. Also the same name on Twitter or X. So follow me there so you can see my updates. The House has actually voted to ban TikTok, but the app will not disappear anytime soon. So, it passed the bill with the House and now is going to the Senate. And if this one does pass there, it will be banned, but it won't be banned right away, guys. Also keep in mind, Donald Trump actually said he would ban TikTok as well. So that's another thing to realize if he does become president. Basically, AGBA plans to have this $4 billion powerhouse merger with Triller, which is a direct competitor to TikTok, and TikTok is actually on the verge or has a potential to get banned from the United States. In terms of users, Triller has more than 65 million active users. I think that's compared to TikTok's 800 million plus. and that might even have grown, since this article came out. But Triller has been downloaded over 250 million times, according to a Triller spokesperson. Also boasts some big names among its users like Cardi B, Chance the Rapper, DJ Khaled, Alicia Keys, and others. Says even the former U.S. President Donald Trump has joined the app in protest of TikTok. It seems, remember, he did say he would ban, TikTok if so if he does become president again. This could be a primary focus for him, but Triller is owned by Proxima Media, Sony Music Entertainment, Warner Music Group, and Universal Music Group, with other investors like Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, and The Weeknd, and much more. So that's some very, they're backed by some very big investors and celebrities. Also is owned by some very well-known companies. But also keep in mind, this article is very old. I believe it came out around, or it was last updated in 2022. I'm just trying to give you a background on Triller and, to show you guys how big this merger actually could be, especially if, TikTok somehow did get banned. But social video platform Triller would be acquired by a Hong Kong financial services company as the Los Angeles-based firm looks to bulk up itself to counter TikTok's dominance. The agreement has already been approved by the boards of Triller and AGBA Group Holding Ltd, though it still needs regulatory and shareholder approval, according to a statement from the company. So once this actually does get confirmed and approved, could be another catalyst, a very big catalyst, which, the deal is expected to close in late May. So in 1 month, about 1 month from now, we could see this finalized, and that could, make the price pop even further, see another big run for the stock. And then after this, Triller will become a wholly owned subsidiary of AGBA, which is publicly traded as of right now. Something I read that actually looks very promising. Triller, which has more than 200 employees, will remain in LA after the deal closes. An AGBA spokesperson said that the company does not have any plans for layoffs at the time and will actually instead expand Triller's workforce. So no layoffs to their 200 employees that they already have, and they say they actually plan to expand their workforce. So that means they have very big plans. I really like that statement right there, that, if it had resistance around 165 or around that level or somewhere around there, I have it on the chart, we're about to look at it, but I said 170 break, and this can break out even further. This was after it was already up 40%. I was so confident in this play. I told you guys that, it can break out even further, and this was in pre-market. I actually expected this to happen once the market opened, once more volume came in, because this was at 8 a.m. like I said, and it did get rejected in pre-market at this 170 level. Actually was just, that was the high, the pre-market high right there. As I'm filming this video, guys, it's already went from, already up almost 100% for the day. As you can see on the 5-minute chart, is completely breaking out. You see this line right here? I believe the previous resistance on the 1 hour, or where it got rejected multiple times, was just around 168, 167, something like that, or just under that area. But the pre-market high was 169, did get rejected off that level. And, basically, that was in pre-market. We came and we broke that. Sometimes, I don't like a very clear break when I see these breakouts. And guys, keep in mind, this is just a line. Every time I draw a line, it's just a period. It doesn't mean it's a tiny little line. It's actually an area. It's just an area I am looking at. So it's much bigger than this line. So basically, when I saw it break out right here, basically wanted, I wanted it to come back down. I didn't want just a clear breakout. I wanted to see it climb up like this, which for me is way more positive. So I saw that happen, and as you can see, it broke this level, broke the pre-market high and previous resistance, which was just under this area right here. And as you can see, guys, we had a 100% gainer, actually hit $2.45, just went down on this 5-minute chart. On this candle right here is going down a little bit, but this was a very big gainer. Called on the channel. Make sure you like the video and put notifications on. You can see it actually reclaimed VWAP right in this area. It took a little dip right here and just kept breaking out. And potentially, with any news with TikTok being banned or anything, any update with that, which, guys, I will be honest, is a very long process. And actually, ByteDance, the CEO of the company, said he will take any type, he would basically fight this and make sure it doesn't happen. So even though if it does get banned, they have 9 months or around a year to sell the company and everything like that, there still could be a lot of legal delayments and everything like that. And there's just a very good chance it doesn't happen. So just a lot to look out for. But when this merger actually does finalize and get confirmed, which is expected to do so in exactly 1 month or less, could see another big pop, guys. Let's talk about how TikTok actually compares to Triller. And, there's two big catalysts here. If TikTok does get banned or anything further happens in trying to ban the company, any updates with the Senate or anything like that, that's a huge catalyst. Also, like I keep saying, any updates with this merger, that's two big catalysts there alone. I'm just going to talk about why Triller, is already valued at $4 billion, and also why this ticker, AGBA, can continue to go up. Key differences. So video editing is driven by AI, and editing tools are limited with Triller, while on TikTok, video editing is user driven and includes tons of effects, speeds, overlays, text, and more. But on TikTok, you can only use sounds and very short clips of music, etc. in the TikTok library, while on Triller they actually have some very exclusive rights, it looks like, where you can actually use sounds from the Triller library, Spotify, and Apple Music, which I think is a very competitive advantage of Triller. And then basically the fees are driven on Triller by the leaderboards, genre categories, trending hashtags, and promoted campaigns, while TikTok, they analyze, compared to TikTok analyzes users' interest and preferences to give users a personalized content experience. More than 800 million users worldwide and roughly 65 million users worldwide, and this was according to an article in 2022. Let's keep in mind that TikTok may have made updates with their music library, so I don't know exactly how that works now because I do not have the app. The main reason I don't have the app and haven't had it for years or even cared about it is because I know the Chinese version or the algorithm in China is completely different than the US and other parts of the world. So basically the algorithm on TikTok in China is, especially for the growing generation and children, is specifically designed to show educational and motivational content that actually inspires and, makes them learn things. In the US and other parts of the world, TikTok is known for its addicting, personalized, and predictive algorithms specifically tailored to the interest of whoever is scrolling, according to an investigation by the Wall Street Journal. So although they're both owned by the same company, China's version of TikTok offers a different version of the social media app that is unavailable to the rest of the world, especially for children. So it's almost like they recognize that technology is influencing kids and the entire generation and their development, and they make their domestic version. Basically, they make a very inspiring, motivational, and educational version of TikTok, while they ship the, addicting version to the rest of the world, says a former Google employee and advocate for social media ethics, said for China's approach to TikTok, which is a very big problem. They can actually push, certain news and mislead other countries when we are in conflict, and it's just a very big problem. And this is one reason why people are trying to ban this. They're under 14 years old. They show you science experiments you can do at home, museum exhibits, patriotism videos, and educational videos. This is the Chinese version of the app, said Harris in a 60 Minutes episode, adding that children in China were limited to only 40 minutes a day on the app, while in the US and other worlds, a lot of, everyone else is using this app, multiple hours upon hours each day, and the algorithm is completely distracting them, showing them useless information, which is just, for entertainment purposes only. CEO of TikTok says, "We will not stop fighting and advocating for you." He said this in a video that was posted on the platform last month. He says, "We will continue to do all we can, including exercising our legal rights to protect this amazing platform that we have built with you." So the U.S. government has not publicly provided evidence that shows TikTok shared U.S. user data with the Chinese government or tinkered with the company's popular algorithm, which influences what Americans can see. So that's the actual, the government has not actually provided evidence, although there was a whole TV series that, showed this is exactly what's going on, and, pretty much a lot of people think that this is going on as well. Basically, when Trump was in office, he made an executive order, to ban TikTok, and this actually got blocked. So that's something to note. This is going to be very hard to actually ban TikTok, and it may never go through. It's actually pretty likely that it doesn't go through, but not impossible. So that's something to note. So we're looking at any updates with this, but more specifically looking for the finalized merger of AGBA and to see if it can actually gain any traction, going against, the main competitor that is right now, pretty much outpacing them in every aspect with users, everything like that. So that's something to look at, guys. Make sure you like the video, put notifications on and everything like that. Let me know in the comments what you think about AGBA, this merger, and how it will fight against TikTok, or if it even has a chance at all. And I will see you on the next video.